Abigail was a woman of remarkable wisdom and beauty, known for her intelligence and good understanding. She lived in the land of Maon and was married to Nabal, a wealthy man who owned vast herds of sheep and goats in Carmel. But while Nabal was rich in possessions, he was poor in character. This man was harsh, evil, and arrogant. Abigail, however, was his opposite. She was full of grace and discernment. At this time, David and his men were fugitives, fleeing from King Saul. They took refuge in the wilderness in Carmel, where they encountered the shepherds of Nabal. David and his men protected them, ensuring no harm came to them or their flocks. Their presence was a shield, a silent guardian in the dangerous terrain. Therefore, Nabal's servants and flocks were preserved that season and returned home to Maon without any loss. The season of sheep shearing was a time of great feasting and generosity. Knowing this, David sent 10 of his men to Nabal with a humble request for provisions, reminding him of their kindness toward his shepherds and flocks in the wilderness of Carmel, and how he didn't record any loss of his possessions because of them. But Nabal, in his arrogance, scoffed at the request.
Who is this David? Who is this son of Jesse? Many servants nowadays are running away from their masters. Why should I take my bread, my water, and my meat and give them to strangers?
With shame on their faces, David's messengers returned and narrated their encounter to David, recounting the terrible experience they had with Nabal. Enraged by such an insult, David commanded 400 of his warriors to arm themselves, swearing to destroy every male in Nabal's household by the next morning. News spread fast, and one of Nabal's servants heard about the incoming danger and ran to inform Abigail, Nabal's wife.
My lady, trouble is upon us. David sends messengers with kindness to ask for food and provision from our master, but our master insulted him. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us the whole time we were out in the fields. Night and day, they were a wall around us the whole time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do, because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him, and as I currently speak, David is marching toward us with 400 men.
Abigail knew her husband's foolishness would bring destruction. Without wasting a moment, she took matters into her own hands. She gathered a generous offering, 200 loaves of bread, 5 roasted sheep, grain, raisins, and fig cakes. Without telling Nabal, she set out to meet David. David, still furious, vowed that not a single male in Nabal's household would be left alive by morning. But as his army pressed forward, they saw a woman approaching, her garments flowing in the wind. As Abigail approached, she came down and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground, saying,
"My lord, let your servant speak. Please, don't regard my husband, Nabal. His name means fool, and folly is with him. I believe that the Lord has kept you today from shedding blood, and have brought you the gifts you asked for, and even more will be given at your command. Please, accept my gifts, and let me find favor in your sight."
David paused, taken aback by Abigail's wisdom and humility. She was unlike any woman he had ever met. And Abigail kept pleading,
"When the Lord establishes you as ruler over Israel, let there be no guilt upon your conscience for shedding blood needlessly. The Lord will make for you an enduring house, for you fight his battles."
When Abigail was done pleading and blessing David, David's expression softened, and he said to her,
"Blessed be the Lord, who sent you to me today, and blessed are you for keeping me from shedding blood and taking vengeance with my own hands. If you had not come to meet me, I had already sworn to kill every male in Nabal's house by morning, but your wisdom has prevented me from doing this evil. Go in peace."
When Abigail returned home, she found Nabal drunk and feasting like a king. She decided not to share the experience she had with David until the next morning. The next day, Abigail saw that Nabal was now sober and shared the encounter she had with David and what David had determined to do to him. As she spoke, his face turned pale and his body froze in terror. His heart failed him, and he became like a stone. 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal, and he died. When David heard of Nabal's death, he praised the Lord for his justice and for preventing him from taking vengeance into his own hands, thereby doing evil. Then, recognizing the wisdom and virtue of Abigail, David sent messengers to ask for her hand in marriage. With humility, Abigail accepted David's proposal. She rose gathered her 5 maidservants, and set out to meet the future king of Israel. Through her wisdom and courage, she saved her household. Abigail became David's wife and followed him on his journey of becoming king. In the clash between Nabal's foolishness and the heat of David's vengeance, Abigail interfered with humility and wisdom, bringing peace to her household, preventing bloodshed, and allowing God to work out justice in his own way. The story of Abigail can be found in 1 Samuel chapter 25 in the Bible. The Bible encourages us to be peacemakers. Despite the hurtful experiences we go through, God expects us to give Him all our troubles and not take matters into our own hands. No matter what anyone has done to you, learn to forgive and let go, and allow God fight your battles. What do you think about Abigail's story? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next Untold Bible story.